Yo, what is going on, guys? Marcel here, and today I have for you another video on F1 2021. More tutorial video, but also world record and setup guide around Zandvoort, because we have the Dutch GP just currently happening on this Sunday. It's 10 AM. I've been editing for 8 hours, different videos, you will see them soon. But I will teach you how to drive in the wets in this video. So I would say, let's get it rolling and let's get right into it. So here we go. Zandvoort in the wets. So first of all, really important, also on every single track, open up the line out of the final corner. It's really important here. Also, we use the curb, even though it's wet, but be careful, be mindful. It is really slippery, so there's a lot of wheel spin. And then I will slow it down for you so you can see we are not going completely down. We're trying to minimize the steering input so we can be as much on the throttle as we can, but we still have a bit to counter steer. We're getting close to the wall, but you have to carry all the momentum. Otherwise, you just lose time, and you don't want to lose time, right? Into turn 1, we brake it around 75 meters. This is where our brake input is starting, and we put it to 56 brake bias because we don't want the car to be loose. But this also means we lock up the fronts. It's better to lock up the fronts in heavy braking zones. Always put it a bit higher, even in the wets. You might lock up, but that doesn't matter. It's far more important to make sure you're not losing the rear, especially in the wets, but also in the dry. Then we are focusing on getting our steering straight and not correcting too much. Early on the power, now down to 54 brake bias. We're lining the car up here on the left at around 60 meters. We are also braking on the curb. This is opening up the line for the right-hander before the bank corner, and we're getting close to the curb here on the inside. Letting the car roll, using all the momentum, switching over while it's already braking, down into 4th gear, down into 3rd gear, and now a quick upshift into 5th, and we are letting the car understeer a tiny bit before opening the steering wheel to have a better line out of this corner, which you can also do on other tracks, but of course in particular with this bank corner. And then open up the steering wheel early on the power. It's tricky to get a traction right, but if you get it right, you can see our delta is going green and green and green. And here, just before the Pirelli board, this is our turning point and also where we kind of start to brake or prepare to brake right after that, down to 6th gear. And we kind of miss the apex, but it's not too bad because we're focusing again, like in turn 1, on momentum and corner speed. So we are early on the power, we're correcting a tiny bit, tiny micro corrections using all the track. Then here on the left, we are hooking it up at 70 to 75 meters when we are braking and turning in down to 5th gear in the wets for a bit more rotation. Getting close to the inside curb, but don't touch it. It makes your car go loose and you will definitely lose lap time. We're still on 54 brake bias. Now we are aiming for the curb on the left, but don't overdo it. Just minimal touch it. Don't go fully over it because you will understeer off the track. And this is the point where we are already preparing to turn to the right and also start braking. And just before the 50 meter board, let's say 55 meters or nearly 60 meters, we're going off the curb, still trail braking into the apex, 3rd gear, and now quick upshift into 4th and 5th in a second. So this is the point where we are aiming to go on the power. As you can see, we are quickly upshifting, using the power of the traction that we gain by double upshifting into 5th and reducing the wheel spin. Now also gentle, but we still have to attack. And just when we hit the 50 meter board, we start braking again, lining up for the left-hander, and you don't have to go completely to the right. You actually lose a bit of time in the game because of the track distance. You want to keep it as short and minimal as possible. And here you can see we are early on the power, really early. At this point, which you would think this is maybe before the apex, and yes, it is. The apex is right here. And this is because we know this corner is quite long, and we want to line the car up at the exit perfectly. So we do that, a little bit of a correction, and again, focusing on minimizing the wheel spin in 5th gear. Now we're going up to 56 brake bias, really important. Again, heavy braking zone. We don't want to get the car loose under braking on the rear. We rather want a bit of a lockup at the front maximum. And we brake, I think it was 75 meters. And at the end of the curb, we start turning in for the tricky chicane. Tray braking and then right before the curb, we go off the brakes, let the car roll. In third gear, attack the curb as much as you can. For the left-hander, use the sausage curb on the left for a bit of rotation, but don't overdo it, don't touch it too much, and don't turn too much on it, because you will lose the car. Upshift into fourth. I think we might also go into fifth here. Or are we staying in fourth? I think, yeah, we might stay in fourth. And we are going on the power. Avoid the curb on the right. This will give you wheel spin. We actually touched it, I think, a tiny bit. That's why we had to correct. And here, just at the 50 meter board, that's where my face is right now. But at the 50 meter board, we start braking. And we use all the momentum and all the track to get close to the inside curb. But we also avoid that one. Accelerate, but be mindful. In the wets, it's always tricky. We use all of the curb. And it's a bit slippery and tricky, as you can see. But we have full throttle. And it's really important to do that. Otherwise, you will lose a lot of lap time. And now, because we are actually on our flying lap, not preparing, we are staying as far down as we can. We are actually lifting a bit. That's normal. Don't worry. I also have to do it. Everyone has to do it with a fast setup. And we use all the track available to finish off the lap. And this is the world record around Zandvoort. And now, we will have a look at the lap without me talking, so you can see how it is at fast pace and how it was in the stream. So, talk to you afterwards. My first race will not tell much about how good I am. The new Mahavir, yeah, sure. Oh dear. Tomahawk, thank you for the 250 bits. Ah. Man, I'm getting more consistent sector 1. I mean, we have it. But there's still much room to improve. Good stuff though. I mean, first sector could be a bit quicker. I'm still not happy with the second sector. So now here you can see we have the world record. Lucas is in P2, Lucas Blakely. Also really quick, go and check him out. And this is setup 1111 wings, 9055. Then it's right, left, 008, 02. It's similar to the dry setup. Then 310, 310, 310. More stable for the wets. And on the brakes, 154. Well, for some corners you have seen it. Pay attention to that. And the brake pressures, the tire pressures are minimum and maximum. Minimum at the front, maximum at the rear. Yeah, the setup is fairly similar to the dry setup, just with more wings and a softer suspension. Oh, I don't know. I mean, it's just more stable. It's better for the wets, definitely. And there you can see the sector times. The last sector still needs a bit more luck over the chicane, but in overall, this lap is quite decent. I hope you've enjoyed this video. In case you did, consider giving it a like, subscribe, hit the bell so you don't miss any videos. And please check out my socials, because it would mean a lot to me to drop a follow on Instagram. You can also do it on Twitter, but mainly Instagram, please. Also Twitch, check it out, join the Twitch streams, because this was recorded yesterday night on the Twitch stream. I was talking kind of more details. You will get way more stuff and a different experience. This is kind of just the highlights, but there's a lot of important stuff also going on there. So make sure you check it out. Thank you everyone for tuning in. I hope you enjoy. I don't know if it already happened. I hope you enjoyed the Dutch GP. Hope it was a good race also for Max. Please. But yeah. I might look a bit tired. That's because I am. I think 8 to 9 hours editing and recording session. But this is over now. I wish you a lovely day. See you in the next one, guys. Thank you for the support. Peace.